can see that there is some respect coming out from the side of Team Brazil too. They ban out the Morphling and they ban out the PA, both heroes that are, strong, especially the PA right now. We've seen quite a bit of her, but Morphling not as much. So that to me indicates kind of a targeted ban there.
Yeah. Uh, I think so as well. There's another here that plays kind of fast and jumps on top of the enemies as well. When they already have the Night Stalker and the Earth Spirit who are doing that, I think dealing with even more of that, it becomes very scary. It also deals pretty well with the Life Stealer. So Team Brazil adopting that popular style of drafting that I think a lot of people started to fall into during Omega League is they take second pick, they pick their carry in the first phase, and then they use the next 3 bans to counter out heroes that are very good against their carry, which is the Morphling, the Phantom Assassin, and of course the Terrorblade.
Terrorblade, yeah.
10 seconds.
I will say this is a very aggressive opening coming out from Plasma. So I'm going to be very interested to see how Brazil kind of responds to this because the Enchantress, it does have the sprites, but it's still not a crazy strong save by any means. So I might like to see something that can try to protect us a little bit better or has better survivability.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what Brazil's going to pull out here, I guess, is the issue.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to see?
I think they need to just play heroes that can fight into the Night Stalker and the Earth Spirit more than anything else, because they're going to jump on top of them regardless of who they have. They need a mid laner who's going to be able to tank ganks from the Earth Spirit. That goes without saying. So they might pick up something like a Kanka in the mid lane, or I guess maybe an Ember Spirit. But even then, you get run up by the Night Stalker, and you can't use a lot of these solutions that you'd otherwise have in the form of like Yule Scepter. That's one thing that Night Stalker is very, very good with. The fact that he can just go on top of people. Then there's no way to dispel it. You just have to sort of weigh out the crippling fear, or you need to buy a BKB in order to get rid of it. You take Winter Wyvern now. And I think this is something I saw them running as well. Every time that they needed to take a fight, or every time the fight looked kind of bad for them, they reset it with Winter Wyvern to qualifiers. This is something that they practice a lot as well with on Plasma. So I'm worried for Team Brazil here. Plasma picking up a lot of things that they have been successful with.
But on the flip side of things too, you run into the issue of if you use the same things over and over, people are going to know what your game plan is. They're going to realize, if they do their homework, and I don't know if Brazil has taken the time to do their homework and really pay attention to this team, because to be honest, a lot of the times the teams are like, oh, open qualifier teams, whatever. It's like not a big deal until you get further on into the tournament. You sound like you speak from experience there, but no, it's one of those things that it becomes more telegraphed. You start seeing the patterns that they're doing, the things that they like to do. And in response, you can change around the way that you want to play to make it so they have to play into you. And I think that's something that you really have to be careful of if you start doing the same things over and over. And again, we joke about Luki being the best Pango, the best Night Stalker, but eventually over time, he's not going to have that puddle anymore. They're going to, find a way to either counter him or they're going to find a way to just ban everything.
Yeah. I like this Ursa pick though, Moxxi.
Okay.
We're talking about playing fast Dota, playing these heroes that jump on top of you. You have the Night Stalker and the Earth Spirit. The Ursa also likes to play fast Dota, and I feel like it's somebody who's pretty good against a Life Stealer too. The Mars has those escape tools against him, but Plasma looking to close this game out pretty quickly and just constantly run at them. I like fast-paced Dota. I like blood, and that's what Plasma's going for here.
Blood for the Blood God.
Blood for the NA Blood Gods.
Whoa, what about the SA Blood Gods, dude?
The SA Blood Gods as well, I suppose. But, they're playing defensive heroes here on Team Brazil.
They
have
are.
the Life Stealer in the lane. They have the Mars. Mirana, I feel like, plays... her style now is she buys like Guardian Grease, Yule Scepter. She scouts for runes for people, avoids the enemy. I mean, Enchantress is pretty good on lane and whatnot, but the rest of these heroes, I feel like you want to dodge fights at the start. I'm interested in seeing how they close this one out. I think I thought they would take like a backline hero, something like a Zeus or a Drow Ranger, but they're actually banning out like frontliners, Monkey King and Kunkka. So I think maybe
like a
Plasma
Zeus or
knows
a Drow
something I
against
don't.
what Plasma has? That seems very scary.
I mean, you have a bunch of saves. That's the thing.
Oh,
They take the Void Spear. I mean, it was going to be a Spirit hero they were going to take here. They can only ban out 2 of them with the last phase.
Right. Something very mobile, and the TA pickup for 4DR. All right.
Not a huge DPS, or sorry, not a huge backline hero, but a big DPS hero for sure. Fills that role that like a Zeus or Drow Ranger would fill as far as blowing people up. So I do like that a lot here. And I feel like it's pretty good against the Ursa. I mean, being able to pop that refraction deal with him quite well after he has a couple stacks of Fury Swipes up on you. I like how Stars has closed out this draft though with the Void Spirit.
It's also one of these situations, though, too, where if the TA falls behind at all, she's going to struggle, and that's going to be a big problem for the side of Team Brazil here, because that's a hero, again, if you just get knocked down too many times, you have trouble bouncing back. I do like the Mars. King RD plays quite a bit of this hero. I feel like he's very good with it. I'm just not sure if it's necessarily going to be enough. You're going to have to see them be very active. And I know Flea does like to be active. He tends to be a bit on the greedier side generally when he plays his position 4, but he still manages to show up to fights when he needs to. So,
yeah, that's something. Flea has these moments of brilliance where I think at times he's the best player in the world, and other times you think, okay, what the hell are you doing, man? I think
we all have these moments where we're watching some of these cores and we're just players and we're just like, who are you today?
Mm-hmm. I'm a position 4 player myself, so I especially like some of these people, or 2 of my favorite players in the NA region that I like to watch is Moonmeander and Flea lately. Because he goes for these insane plays out of nowhere that the enemy team could never expect, and then he makes them work. And then sometimes it fails, and you go, okay, what the hell are you doing?
Prepare for battle.
That does happen.
Yeah.
I'm still a big Schofield fan. Schofield's probably my favorite pause 4 right now. That guy pulls off things that... True. That guy pulls off things that should not happen. It's insane. I love it.
We need like a Dota referee when Schofield's playing.
Is that legal? I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Alright.
Anyways, I'm excited for this game, though. These are both teams that I have been following quite a bit. Team Brazil for Mags-related reasons, but okay, it starts off strong. They go on to...
Arrow. First Blood's going to go over to Costabile, most likely. Nope, they give it to Flea. All right. I'm sure they just want to secure that ping. Francis.
Yeah. Francis, you rascal.
You rascal. Well, they will realize, though, with all those heroes down in that bot lane, they can posture up very forward here. Lai should be able to get this rune with some help from Pingu.
Where's his courier? He's moving it just a second ago. It still says that he's moving it. I'm crazy. Oh, there it is. He's got the Wraith Band coming out for it. I'm not crazy about that one. I like what Moon does is they give up first blood to him, and then he grabs Boots of Speed, and then he just roams around the map. Does Moon things. Getting a Wraith Band at the start doesn't feel amazing to me when you're on your position 4 hero.
We'll see. A lot of drawing on the map here to get started with. So I'm not super familiar with Stars. Do you know his ranking?
I do not. He's played in a bunch of NA stuff for a while now. God, I'm already forgetting bits of my interview because I had work the last couple of days between this and that, but it was just Pingu, I believe, on Plasma, and then I think he invited Stars, and they managed to grab the rest of the players and put them together for this open qualifier, and they were practicing for a while before it started, but these are all very active NA players. Been playing together for a while. I believe Stars is rank he's top 200.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Just interested to see how this mid lane's going to go up here against Adriano.
Yep.
I think better in here.
4DR, I think, is the better between the two of them, but I think if anything, it's, I guess, ping advantage and team coordination that's going to allow Plasma to win this game.
True. And you can see that 4DR playing very, very aggressively here. He knows that he does have that refraction to help him out, and can put that pressure down on Stars. Has to be careful though, because he does manage to drag him back. But again, that refraction, we've got the double bubble going on here in the mid lane. A bubble on Void and a bubble over on TA. So probably not going to see anything too crazy unless someone gets too greedy and goes for a dive.
Yep. Speaking of things that are crazy, Pingu took a lot of damage just now. Flea landing an arrow on him and then just collecting him down. Him having that starting gold advantage from having the first blood, the Wraith Band, and the Circlet. So it was going through a lot of regen there, unfortunately. It's probably going to come down to what happens in this mid lane. It's really going to decide whether or not Plasma is able to stay in this game, though. I feel like you need to kind of shut down 4DR on this TA, stop him from popping off, getting an early Desolator and Blink. And running away with things. So
Pingu has taken so much damage here. Like you said.
Gives a salve to the Ursa as well. You have to be kind of careful if you give too much to your core heroes, though. Nothing left for yourself.
Sounds like a support player's mindset. Bottom lane, though, they have done, I have to say, KJ has done a magnificent job of just putting this pressure down. Luki taking so much damage to kick forward, but they need one more hit. The Impetus comes in from downtown, and that's a dead Luki. Ixter, too, has been sitting very, very low. The benefit of having, this hero. But top lane, King RD is trying to just push them back. Does have the spear. He keeps using this, but the slow coming out from Pingu, making it very difficult for him to crawl away. He still has a couple of those leap charges. He looks like he's fine. And they've really been pushing their limits here in the top lane against Lies here. It's a nice thing about this Mars hero is that he can just spear the Ursa away if needed. They go in for the arrow setup. This could be a kill. And indeed it is. Down goes Lies.
Just sitting a little bit too far forward and unfortunately didn't have enough to be able to stand inside the lane. I mean, he had no regen left at that point. Pengu's not able to do a whole lot, only at level 2.
Yeah.
Damage coming up from these two and the stuns is pretty big at this point. And Flea's done an excellent job of making sure that Pingu can't trade with him.
This arrow lane is pretty ridiculous when you really think about it, right? You've got spears, arrows, everything. Luki taking a decent amount of damage here. They've got the Impetus, so he is forced to just kind of run away, which is going to let Kastabile go and hit creeps underneath the tower. He's not super happy about that, but he's still getting all of it, so could be worse here. There's another Impetus being thrown out.
Don't run off.
The kiting is non-stop here in this bottom area. Looking like he's going to try to get the denial off, and he does manage it.
Yeah, all those creeps there means the tomato clapper is going to clap. He's down for a little bit of extra time because of that, but that was super rough. As he was trying to turn onto KJ there on the Enchantress, the creeps had actually formed a defensive line for the Enchantress and stopped the Night Stalker from getting through.
They love her, right? She's the Enchantress. She's enchanting.
Mm-hmm. Creeps finally doing something right.
Wow, man. Casual arrow tossed out. Doesn't connect with anything. And this time, though, looks like the Enchantress needs a bit of assistance. They don't quite have enough damage, though, so she's able to just TP back. Doesn't even bother. She cancels it out. Realizes that she can just heal up using those tangos. And she'll stick around. So first nighttime is up and running here. And it still feels pretty quiet for now.
Yeah, unfortunately only level 3 on the Night Stalker, so even though it is night, you have to sit under this tower, wait for these 4 range creeps to die, so you have a little bit of XP. You'll probably get a full level off of this. If to deny them all.
It's the power of this Enchantress. Like, it really has just been KJ just running at the Night Stalker and running at this Earth Spirit the entire time and just pushing him away, so very well done. Definitely a value pickup here. Ixter. Looks like he's hunting, wants to maybe try to deny this rune, but it's not there. It's actually in the top spot. It looks like 4DR thinks that he really wants this. Doesn't quite have enough damage, though.
And he rages up. I think he's going to go down anyway. Throws out, yeah. There you go. The Aether Remnant finishes off Costa Belay there. They were playing very far forward because they had the catapult under the tower, and this is what a lot of teams are doing right now. They're playing around the 5-minute catapult. They want to take a tower every time this is up. But Stars saw they were trying to do that in the bottom and took advantage of that opportunity of the Lifestealer diving there. Double damage rune made it even easier for him, in fact.
Definitely a nice pickup. I got very confused. You said top. I looked up, I'm like, nobody's injured. And I was like, oh, he meant bottom.
He meant the opposite of what he
the
just said.
The opposite of top. Got it. Ooh, that's a big...
Your mistake, I forgive you.
Do you have the Arena of Blood up and running now over on Mars? So could see some movement coming out here. Nice arrow, though, coming out from Flea. They'll push Flies right back in, throw it in again. And there's nothing that these two supports can do. They just have to watch it happen.
You hate to see it. I mean, you pick up this Earth and you think he's going to have an amazing early game and your team is going to rejoice. You're playing all these fast-paced heroes, but Team Brazil are playing them at almost every opportunity.
Pingu? And is he going to survive? No, he's not going to survive this. In comes King RD. They're trying to go and just get Aegster off of Flea, and they managed to do it, although Stars TP's up to the top lane here. So they should be able to find themselves some sort of a revenge kill. They have that Aether Remnant. No, they don't have any more Astral Steps. King RD looks like he's going to be a survivor here. The roll, nope, still going to connect.
2 seconds.
Still just trying to get out here. Another slow comes out. In comes 40R. He's going to try to keep him alive, and he manages to do it. King RD turns back around, and he will fall, but he manages to go and get himself a kill during all of this. But in comes Lies. He's trying to just help out Stars, push him off of his mid laner. Oh, but look at that juicy regen rune over here. It's like Flea, no bottle on Flea, but it's just gonna throw out the arrow in case they decide to try to make it. As Lies nope. Realizes that that's coming in hot.
Yep, 40R meanwhile wants to sit in the mid lane so he doesn't take the regen rune. Bottom lane, he goes to B lane, trying to play onto that tower. He sees how low it is, wants to get a little bit more map control gold for his team, but TP reactions coming in, they're not able to grab it. Instead, they'll pressure up the mid lane. So Team Brazil, not letting up an inch at the moment. They lose
he
this
wants
tower.
It so bad, almost manages to land it over onto Aegster.
Aegster. We can ask him.
Yeah, we can. We can definitely do that.
Bottom lane, tower sitting very low. I imagine the heroes on the side of Radiant will rotate down here soon. I mean, bottom lane isn't a priority. This tower doesn't give you tons of map control. Roll forward.
He can just jump, just keeps doing this, jumps into a creep, walks away, still has the, it catches him though! I don't think he, oh my goodness. I did not expect that. I thought that he'd be able to get away. Very nicely done. Looks like they're trying to make some more plays over here onto Lies and Pingu. But King RD not quite successful here. Still has Flea nearby. They've got the Aether Remnant. He tries to juke around Flea. Trying to find an opening here. He goes for the Moonlight Shadow. It's too late for King RD though.
Tries to turn around and throw Ursa back with the spear, but by the time he turns around, he is hit by the overpower. No more throwing spears out of your butt or whatever it was. That was a thing, right?
That was a thing, yeah. Brax was doing a lot of it, actually, for a while, throwing spears out of his butt.
It's a ridiculous mechanic.
Indeed. Indeed. 4K net worth lead going over here at 10 minutes in. Runes are up.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Still just kind of a quiet game for the most part here. Although we are seeing more movement coming down to this tier 1. King RD is here as well. Looks like they're going to try to make moves on Constabulate, but they see that King RD is here, so they might back off, although there is Stars coming in hot.
But if they make a move, they need to do it now. I mean...
yeah, they're taking a long time because King RD is going to be able to jump right back in, throw out a spear. He doesn't have the Arena of Blood, at least, so... yeah. They've got that going for them. But while they're doing this, they're making sure that they're putting some damage on the top tower. This Astral step forward here. King RD will shield dash. They still have their eyes over here onto Constabule. And he's going to go down. It's just a little bit too late for them to TP in like this. But it is daytime now. They're going to chase after Stars. He's got an Invis rune, though. They don't have it. Luki sitting very, very low. He needs one more hit to get this kill. And they're going to try to use the trap to slow him down. They'll be able to find it. The roll coming out now from Aegster. He's trying to roll away. Kicks one of the creeps back, but it looks like Pingu's next to fall to King RD as he manages to go and get the Arena of Blood off. Now Aegster trying to juke around the corner, but Flea, he's relentless. He finds him.
And them just taking too long to really commit to going on Team Brazil there. I feel like... Oh?
Ooh. Oh my gosh, 40R, he wanted it. Not going to be able to get enough damage off in time, though.
Yeah, he missed that that meld strike hit. Might have been able to get him with that -5 armor, but Stars, he does get out of that one. It feels like he is the one saving grace for his team right now. He's 3-0-2, has made basically every kill so far in this game happen. But, you know, they're just playing super well on Team Brazil, and they're playing fast. I mean, at the 5-minute mark, as we saw, they start to pressure the tower. The 10-minute mark, they pressure both the bottom and the mid at the same time. Yes, he managed to get one revenge kill during one of those pushes, but they're definitely controlling the tempo of this game.
Yeah, they're looking really good. You know, I see, you know, what they've got lined up over on the side of Plasma, and in theory, it looks like it should work really, really well, right? You've got these heroes that are very aggressive very early on, but it just feels like Team Brazil's moving a lot better as a unit, and they're finding, like, I'll have to say, you know, that the first Arena of Blood I thought was really sick because of the way that, you know, Flea hit the arrow, setting it up nicely, but the way that King RD then positioned the arena right around it, so that way he immediately gets hit with the wall.
Yep.
And pushes him forward. Like, that was some nice moves there coming out from them. They just ping pong back and forth. Bottom tower in denial range here. Looks like gonna try to go back in for it. Try to time it just right. Looks like Luki will be able to get it. Does manage to get the denial off here.
They go forward. They silence the Lifestealer. It's going to buy them a little bit of time, but he can just rage and walk away. Unfortunately, they didn't manage to land that initial rolling boulder that they needed to. It'll change probably once he's level 10. He has a little bit more reach with that. Get the enemies from outside of vision. But for now, it's a bit difficult. Right now, though, I mean, you were supposed to be playing very aggressive and on the enemy side of the map with this Ursa, with the Night Stalker, with the Earth Spirit. And I guess the reach that you have from Void Spirit, too. But Team Brazil definitely controlling things. Up 7k net worth right now. Now farming near the enemy's triangle. And all these heroes can really do is sit here and watch it happen.
They just don't have a way to really force them out. And they're taking up so much of this real estate here. Like, look at Lies down here. He barely gets this camp. You've seen Adriano just spend most of his time here in the jungle as well, taking them all down, stacking them even before he takes the camps. And he's currently top of the net worth, 6.4k. The closest hero over here is Stars. He tries to leap forward. There's the Winter's Curse coming out over onto Flea, but that's about it. He's just going to get held into place. He'll leap forward. Luki's still looking for this opening. He manages to go and but he spears pushes Luki over onto the side there, and he's got that flight, so he's able to just walk out of that Arena of Blood. Go right back in again. KJ not looking particularly healthy, but Stars still just trying to juke back around. Manages to find the kill on KJ, but it's just gets taken down in the process by King RD. Costabile still trying to find this kill over onto Eichster, and this is not looking very good because I don't think he's going to be able to run away fast enough, especially not when 40R drops that trap. And it feels like King RD still looking for some sort of hunt here, but he's going to be found wanting, not going to be able to find it.
Yeah, but I think they saw him coming towards him with the Observer Ward there as well. So Lies does know that he's coming.
Oh, Lies is still here. Yeah, Flea's here, King RD's here. They're just gonna set it up for a nice arrow. Easy peasy. This is a dead bear.
Oh boy, I think he should have popped that in rage as he saw the spear flying out towards him, get that status resistance, and maybe they wouldn't have been able to chain him up so well. But with no tower there, your team isn't going to be able to react and help you. And there goes Pengu.
That feels so bad. He managed to go and get the side blade off on a creep to get the final hit on Pengu.
Yeah, and right now they feel so much stronger.
They've got the Yules, follow up into an arrow, and just ping pong ball him around. That's a dead Stars. They have a Lifestealer bomb in 40R as well. He's got the Blink Dagger if he wants to. He could make a move here, but nope. Boosting up that health a little bit.
Yeah. It's pretty rough for them right now. Isn't no, still a little bit of gold away from the Desolator. Things are only going to feel worse once Templar Assassin has that completed. Could opted to go for this Blink Dagger first to make some plays happen with the team, you know, responding to the aggressive lineup of Plasma by just playing very aggressive themselves.
You know, the funny thing about it is that it's an aggressive lineup, but they're not playing aggressively. I feel like it's switched around a little bit here. A little bit of a scuffle here between Luki and KJ, but 40R's here, and look at that Melt Strike. It does so much damage to Blinks forward. And Adriano is dominating.
300
looks
gold.
like King
pools.
RD setting up over here, throws out the spear into the tree. They've got the stomp, the follow up with a nice arrow, and it lands over onto Stars. Lai's still alive, but they managed to follow up with a beautiful just arena of blood, but the curse holding him in place. King RD actually will fall to Stabile. Adriana says, no, you're not getting out of here alive, though. He's going to go pick off Pingu. Might turn his attention now over to Eichster. There's a Stars there, too, if he wants to go and get this kill. And Stabile is actually still alive. It's a triple kill now for 4DR.
That rage at the very end there managed to save him. I mean, Ursa stayed alive for a very long time inside that arena, but it's just taking them way too long to bring down any of these heroes. They don't have the burst if Ursa's not able to get on top of these heroes and blow them up right now. Everybody else, they don't have it. And, you know, I think Team Brazil sees that. They jump on Ursa at the very start. They don't care that he is enraged. They just initiate onto him and try to take him out of these fights, and it's working so well. This guy's having an awful game at 1-4-1.
Is just absolutely terrifying. She's level 16. She's got a blink and a deso. She's got her treads, and she's going KB. They're not going to be able to KR.
No. The only saving grace that you have right now is magic damage. I mean, some of these things that the Void Spirit's able to do. So. And
it's not going to matter soon when she finishes up this BKB. She's going to have an Aegis soon, too. Like, everything's just looking real good right now for this Templar Assassin.
Yeah, they got Meld, they've got Deso, they've got Medallion, and they take down Roche in no time at all. Thank you very much for the Aegis, and, you know, halfway to your BKB already.
Must be nice to be a TA in this game.
Bottom lane tower's getting pushed, but I don't think the players on Team Brazil care. They say, okay, you can have our tier 1. Whenever, we'll just go for your tier 2. We'll take that shrine at 20 minutes as well. Thank you very much.
Neutral items are up too. You can see everybody's off into the jungle, trying to make sure that they collect, get that little bit of advantage. 40R just laughing in the face of this fortification right now, though they do end up losing the creeps.
Isn't able to get that tier 2 just yet then?
Turn their attention to the other tier 2.
Yeah, they've got Catapult up here. Oh, Cardi.
And there's no fortification anymore too, so they just played right into their hand. Battle Fury completed now for the Ursa, but he's still quite a ways off from where he'd like to be.
And the outpost is taken, so they'll probably be able to hold that, set some wards up around here. KJ is carrying a couple. I don't think the enemies are going to be able to get that back before the 20-minute mark.
Silence gets thrown out over onto Flea. They'll follow up, though, and spear him right over into the wall. Oh, Stars. An arrow from Flea.
Yeah.
Down he goes.
So, Flea's having the game of his life. Right? Well, not game of his life. He's having a very good time, though. He gets to do whatever he wants.
He's only died once. Adriano, I would say, is having a fantastic game. 7-0-5. The world is his oyster. I'm not sure where that phrase comes from, actually, come to think of it, but I'll look it up later.
Thank you.
Yep.
Educational stream.
Mm-hmm. Just doing my part to educate.
Tier 2 towers down the middle.
Oh, Stars jumping forward over onto Stabile almost immediately in that silence, but he's still going to be able to stay alive a little bit longer. He's ticking down, though, to the Magnetize. Luki, following up, will be able to find the kill. Now the rest of the team here, F4DR does have that big old meld strike, throws out a decent amount of damage over onto Luki, but they'll turn attention now over to Pingu. They don't want to have to worry about, oh, they already used the Winter's Curse, so a little bit spread out here. Not sure where they want to go. They still have the Aegis online here for 4DR. He's ticking down pretty fast, has that refraction up in 1 second, but the silence. Luki, all right, they'll follow up again with that arena. They're going to try to keep the Enchantress alive, but it's just spread out all over the place here. Flea just not finding the angle that he wants. King RD trying to run away. They'll drop down the Aether Remnant. 40R and Flea kind of watching King RD, trying to see if they have that opportunity to throw out an arrow, but it's down for another 6 seconds. And they feel like they kind of want to go back in again. Yeah, look at Flea. Thinking about that arrow. Pingu being held up over here on the high ground. Arrow gets tossed out, but it's the Meld Strike from 40R that will take him down. They have one more leap charge forward here. Not leap charge, but the Astral Step. As King RD is looking for an opening over here on the side, trying to bounce anyone back. It's kicked by the Earth Spear. Look at that big old Meld Strike. Oh my god! Have mercy, Adriano. Another spear into the tree. That's a triple kill.
Oh my god, that was so much damage on that Meld Strike. think they did like 600 HP, maybe a little bit more than that. That was wild.
That was big numbers.
Yeah. I mean, that fight did go sort of well at the very start for Plasma. They managed to get the lifesteal at the start, which was the ideal target. They changed up the silences perfectly. He was silenced by the Orchid. Just before that ended, he got stunned by the Earth Spirit, then he got silenced up by the Geomatic Grip, and he went down before he was able to get the Rage and Infest off. And of course, him not being the one who was holding the Aegis made that especially rough. But that was the best case scenario for them. It still didn't go amazing. This next fight now, Templar Assassin sending out the BKB. How do they take this guy down when he has magic immunity? I feel like it's just too hard now.
You don't. Unless this game goes very, very late and you manage to get like an Abyssal Blade or something, but that's not happening. Not the way that Team Brazil's playing here. There's just so many people crammed into such a small area. Plasma's really struggling.
Yeah. Outposts were controlled by the Radiant there as well, so no XP going Plasma's way. Yep.
It looks like they managed to find themselves an Enchantress, but do they have any sort of detection? They do, but she just TPs away because they have no way of canceling out TPs. Some pressure being placed here on top. Lee, they've got the dust. There's going to be the arena. Toss back here over onto Lies as he's just taking so much damage here. Pingu trying to save them up. Does manage to go get the Winter's Curse up, but it just holds Adriano into place. They still managed to get the kill on Pingu. Look at the spill damage coming out. Oh my god, Adrian, he wanted that kill on Lies. He's going to have to settle for Lukey, though. One more hit. Flea gets himself a double kill. And as soon as the Street Wave arrives, I have a feeling they're going to be taking down these buildings.
Yeah, not a whole lot they're going to be able to defend from this one. I mean, Night Stalker dead for another 20 seconds here. His ultimate's on cooldown. He's not going to be able to commit that much to the fight even once he does get back up. He ended up committing it to try and grab that Enchantress down there in the bottom. But she wasn't even that important. Arrow lands.
Oh, it's a good setup. Very nicely done. There's no Winter's Curse here over on Pingu. They just got to watch these buildings go down.
No buyback available on Void Spirit either, and this is the only hero that's been able to do anything in this game. 5-5-5. I mean, he's been involved in every kill on their team. I don't know what you do to recover from here. I feel like Plasma, they might need to just call it to put together a plan for the next game here. I don't see them coming back from this, Moxxi.
I think that this is very, very difficult. It's not to say impossible, but pretty damn near close, honestly. Especially the way that Flea and King RD have just been moving together. It's been absolutely just glorious seeing both of them. Lukey trying to just run away here, but there's just too much damage, especially when you have 40R just jumping around with BKB. Buybacks come out though in mass, though. They want to try to punish this, and they do have the Winter's Curse up in about a second, but they're just going to Delta Split immediately. Kostabile turning right back around again over here onto Stars. He does have the Assimilate. Going to be able to go and just dodge away. And they've got the Infest Bomb and Flee. They could honestly just turn right back around again. Look at 40R just waiting patiently. That's a big old Meld Strike coming out over here onto Eggster, and there's going to be the Infest pop back out. This is not looking great for Flea, though. Pingu managing to get that Winter's Curse off, so he is going to fall, but they go right back in again. They know that Lukey just fought back, and they're going to try to punish him for it. Pingu as well. Lukey will go down. They're going to chase after even more here. Stars, the Yules gets thrown up into the air. He's going to try to run away. He's not going to be able to. That's a double kill now.
And there it is. They called the GG.
There's a GG. 25k net worth lead at 23 minutes in.
Brazil played well-coordinated Dota, completely tore Plasma apart. They got a lot of the heroes that they like to play on Plasma as well. I feel like they need to maybe need more time between matches to discuss how exactly that happened. But Team Brazil, they just felt like they were playing on another level that game. Amazing movements around the map. Hit timings, took fights around them. The only thing that looked a little bit questionable was that one fight in the enemy triangle just before the TA finished the BKB where Lifestealer went down. But other than that, that was just clean Dota.
That was, and you love to see it. You love to see really clean Dota. All the objectives are very well laid out. You see a kill happen, they immediately take a tower. Plasma, you know, like you said, they got the heroes that they want, but at the same time, if you're consistently playing the same things over and over, they're gonna figure you out. They're gonna realize, okay, this is a team that likes to play super aggressive. So what we need to do is just play even more aggressive. We'll get our timings right. We'll make sure that, you know, we saw the Marana and we were kind of like, not sure about it, but with King RD, just throwing out the spears, followed up with the arrow, it was a kill every single time. Like, that's actually ridiculous to think about. So, you know, Plasma, open qualifier team, it is just the beginning of groups, though, right? This is such a good opportunity for these guys to be able to play up against some of these other teams that are a little bit more polished, that have been out here for a while. And it's a good learning experience. So they can definitely bounce back from this. They can definitely, you know, readjust and get themselves back into this.
Yep. But that's my thoughts on that one is, take some time, analyze the game, and, just have to form strategies against some of these better teams that were directly invited into the tournament. I don't think beating Team Brazil is outside their grasp. I think they just need a little bit more practice to figure out exactly where everything went wrong and how to play against it. Stars, he did a pretty good job mid. He's one of the saving graces to his team. I loved his rotation in the bottom lane when the enemies were rotating around that catapult. That was great. But everything else, it felt like it needed just a little bit more coordination and planning.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Definitely a lot of potential on this team, but again, need some more time to kind of gel together. But again, we're in groups. They've got plenty of time. They can start, seeing what the other teams are doing. And on the flip side of that, though, they have to be careful that the other teams don't figure out what they're doing. But it is a best of 2 series, guys. So we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we'll have game number 2.